Hey, howdy. We're back. We're doing some more Silksong. Last thing we did. Oh right, we did Hunter. We ended up doing the Savage Beast Fly, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite proud of myself for pulling that off. The one downside is now I have the Crest of the Hunter equipped, which I'll admit is not my favorite. There's some nonsense you can pull off with this thing, but all the same, it's not my favorite. Mainly because of that bind. And how awkward the pogo is. And come on, okay. I'm just not gonna bother. It's good against these guys at least. Oh my god, I got skewered. Yeah, no, I'm switching back to the Hunter Crest. I have... One of these days I will go through and try every single one of these weapons in depth. But I gotta go with what I'm comfortable with. At least for the time being. Because we're really early into this. I've also been trying more Steel Soul attempts and getting my butt kicked. I will eventually... Maybe I should start recording the attempts just because doing a full Steel Soul run and uploading it to YouTube could be hype as hell if I manage to pull it off. No promises though. Steel Souls is in fact really hard. Come on. I can do better than that. I need to stop being so ridiculously reckless here, because I could get away with that on my 100% completion file, because I have more health, I have more access to resources, I have more stuff in general to make that exchange worth it, but I only have 5 health right now. And that's a 5 health at max. If I'm this reckless against things that deal 2 damage, I'm gonna die very quickly. But if I recall correctly, main story goals is we have to free Bellheart from the curse. If I recall correctly. Yeah. Because there's that bell icon there. We just don't have the map for Bellheart or for Greymore yet, so it looks like we haven't done anything. Okay, now where's... Okay, I guess... I never ended up opening up that path to Deep Docks, it's fine. It really doesn't matter in the end, because I'm gonna come here so rarely. If I understand correctly, I will not have to come back to Hunter's March until... Not for a while. I think there's something to do with that statue, but it's not for ages. It's just like a little... It's a little thing. It's not like a huge story event. At least if I recall correctly. These flint beetles, I remember being quite a headache. They're not that hard, but they're just obnoxious. Wow, that was slick. That was really slick. Yeah, so next stop, the Marrow Bellway, I guess. There's a couple things that I want to do. The main thing is I want to go into Shellwood. Because I actually forget if we have the we don't have the thing yet. There's something that you get in Shellwood that is really helpful, which is like a general exploration thing. But I guess it makes sense that we don't have it because it's like the Zelda dungeon kind of thing where you get the ability at the end of the dungeon and then it makes the rest of the dungeon completely trivial. I guess if I've never been to Shellwood, I wouldn't have it yet. I suppose that makes sense. Here you go. Nah, come on, I earned that. I've seen some people do cheese by like binding on in one of those situations and then like grabbing the ledge after the bind animation is over. So maybe if I had bind, that might have worked. Alright, there's flint gem number 2. Right, and this room, this is the guts room. We can't go in here yet. Still don't fully understand the deal with that room, but maybe it will be elucidated at a later time. There's our boy. I've seen people call this character Era, which is extremely cute. I've even seen some people, and I'm going to adopt this headcanon because it's freaking adorable. The idea of calling this thing Hera, or I guess pronounced Era, like Hera the Beast, Hornet's mother. That's a very cute headcanon. I don't know how accurate that is, but I'd be willing to accept that as the actual answer. Buzz Farloon, Lost Fleas. Okay, we're as ready as we're gonna be. Yeah. Shellwood's fun, but it can be annoying. Oh, damn it. Last time I was doing Steel Soul, I made that jump. Yeah! I think that's the thing that really opened to my eyes about Silksong, is the fact that you do take damage constantly. And there's a sort of dance that you have to do. You take damage, they take damage, you heal, and then you win the fight. And it's just like a back and forth, back and forth. And I really like that. I think that that definitely works a lot better. Because with Hollow Knight, I found that there reached a point where you basically couldn't heal anymore. There were so many situations in Hollow Knight where you just had zero chance to heal, no matter what. You just had to... It was just an endurance match, but it was an endurance match where the enemy had 100 health and you had 5. I feel like this feels a lot better. And I guess Hollow Knight does have stuff like, what am I thinking of? Like quick focus that let you like get away with a little bit more. Quick focus and like shape of Oon and stuff like that. Hey, the long pen. Okay, this is a pretty good tool to have. It's just like you had charms that let you get away with a lot more. But I like Silksong's toolkit a little bit more because you just have more stuff by default. You're not completely at the mercy of your build. Which is also nice because Hollow Knight also has the Pantheons with bindings, which, you know, are pretty brutal. I don't know what the equivalent is going to be for this game. I don't know if there's going to be like a full-on Pantheon with bindings, or if it's going to be like something more akin to a traditional boss rush. I don't know. It's up to Team Cherry at the end of the day, I guess. A couple of the enemies in here actually got nerfed. I think these are one of them. That slash might do 1 damage now. I know there's like a set of splinter enemies later on that definitely do 1 damage now. But Shellwood is not my favorite area in the game. I'll say that up front. There's just so much stuff here, and it's easy to get lost. But yeah, the downside is that the combat can feel like banging your head against a wall in both aspects. Like, when you're doing well, a lot of the time, doing well in this game feels like you're banging your head against the enemies, and doing poorly means you just get comboed into the dirt. It's high highs and low lows. But at the end of the day, I definitely prefer the bosses in this game.
Catestre.
Tus malon. Mira totaso. Tus malon. Mira totaso.
Nesvir.
Daska. Tospan.
Ugh. That thing is a little unnerving. Okay, it's a lot unnerving. I especially like the dialogue from Hornet where she straight up says that thing is not a bug. Whatever it is. It ain't a bug. It's something altogether different. I think the running theory is that it's a living plant. I guess it would make sense. But something like that definitely calls the anatomy of this world into question. If something like a living plant can exist. Though I guess, no, at this point I think we do already know that Lace is a creature. Lace is entirely made of silk, so that's not out of the question. The biology of this area can be a little weird. I guess it's the Farloon diff. Hey, Chakra.
Nera Pashma.
Yanara. Mi offende?
Mushanka.
You're awesome, Chakra. Is there anything? I wonder if there's anything down here. No. There's a flea down there that needs help. Save them. Okay, I think this is the right way. Ah, come on. This is the only place in the game where you can reasonably die to environmental damage. Everywhere else there's enough enemies that usually is worth, like, powering through anyway. But here all you have are those annoying plant enemies. Hey, speaking of. Fairly certain there's some lore reason for why these things are the way they are, but I suppose it's lore that we won't get to for a while. That is an evil spot to put one of those. Oh my god! Right at the end too. Oop, hang on. There we go. On one hand, I feel a little scared about using tools willy-nilly, but at the same time, like, I have a lot of shell shards. or a lot of bone shards, excuse me. I keep wanting to call them shell shards. I have a lot of bone shards, I'll be fine. No, they are shell shards. What am I doing? They are called... my intuition was correct. You can get on top of this? Didn't even know. Oh, of course there's a pile apart up here. I was kind of just doing this for fun. Right, I remember this one particularly being a pain. Yeah, it's because of that one. You basically need to dash across to hit that one, as the timing is awkward. There we go. fumbled a little bit, but that's a hard one to get. I remember my stuff. Man, it's so fun to play a game like this when you know where stuff is. It can be a little overwhelming when you don't, but oh my god, it is satisfying. Because there's just a path there, and if you know, you know. And you can just get a free rosary string for your efforts. And this upcoming boss is a boss that actually... A lot of people have trouble with this one, and I can kind of see it because it's a rough boss. I'll probably be fine. But it's a boss that I've had to practice quite a bit for Silksong, because this boss is, from what I can tell, unless you go really far out of your way, this boss is required. Not huge on bosses that you have to jump to hit, though. Also not huge on bosses that summon ads, so in theory I should hate this fight. Which is really not that bad. Yeah, especially because those are the enemies I was thinking of. They were nerfed pretty heavily. Thank you for waiting, I appreciate it. There's something up. There's some rosaries up there. Also, part of the reason why I'm being so liberal with my use of the pins is that they're, this particular kind, are dirt cheap. I did not mean to do that. I will soon be punished for my hubris and forgetting what button to press. Okay, we're fine. Somehow I've gotten the true ending, but I still forget what button is focus and what button is silk skill. Here we go, another ability. That ability is a wall cling, and a pretty good one at that. It is functionally identical to the one from Hollow Knight, with the exception that you can dash while you're in a wall cling, and you get that little cute wall boost. I've never found too much use for the wall run, but there's a section late in the game that apparently the wall run is quite good. I guess I'll believe it when I see it. Okay, I'm about to die. Okay. I mean, I'll take it. There better be like a mask shard here or something. That was obnoxious. Fall apart. Okay, I'll take that. This is eventually building towards a thing, so I don't mind. Cool. God, this place is huge. Okay, right. Not much else in here. The little water skaters are so cute. I love them. I am shocked it didn't take damage there. Cool. We have three out of 5, but honestly, now that we have the wall cling, I'm fine just heading straight for the end. I know I could have just taken the elevator, but this is more fun, okay. Oh, right, this is just a direct connector of the bell heart. This area in Upper Bellheart is weird. Sorry. I know these big gents don't mean any harm, but I have to get by, and also it's another entry in the Hunter's Journal. Okay, let's just get this out of the way.
Vienta! Endomek. Reventra.
I really like this boss. It's chaos, but it's a fun chaos. Also, easy. This is another boss where you can definitely tell I've done this boss on Steel Soul. Putting their ass through the washing machine. Doesn't mean I won't die. This is still a hard fight. Oh, come on. I just need to be patient. Shit. Well, I guess that's where patience gets you. Come on! Okay. Not that far of a run back, at least. The one problem is the big bell enemies respawn. Not that big of a deal at the end of the day. Unless you're not paying attention and they do that. Or that. Okay, I need to actually focus a little bit. There's a bell enemy down here somewhere, I think. Yeah. I can just kill this guy and get my health back. Two of them. Two of them? Because I am killing the big one. Alright, round two. It's how well do you know your angles? Oh, right, you can hit them while they're falling down to the ground. That makes this attack a lot easier to deal with. Gotcha. The diagonals are annoying here. Okay. Simple enough. Ooh. There we go. Murdered. I always forget how brutal that I forget how brutal that animation is. The ancestral art of the Needlin. And it's at this point in the playthrough that I realized the reason why the Weavers look so weird, they kind of just look like big balls of legs, is because they're Orb Weavers. I never put that together before. They're like, they are specifically modeled after a certain kind of spider. We did it. And now that thing that that like elevator passage we passed on the way in is this. All loops back around. I really like how this music is still so like weird and gloomy even after. I like that a lot. Because like yes you've saved the town, but this town is still living in the shadow of the Citadel. So like they're not exactly happy here.
Tamiyan.
Mia Samasa.
Fun fact about the Needlin, by the way. The Needlin is this game's equivalent of the Dream Nail. So you can play this in front of NPCs and even a lot of enemies, and all of them have unique dialogue. I'm obviously not going to see a lot of it, because you know it requires playing your Needlin in front of a boss, and we all know how well that works out. Same deal as Dream Nailing a boss.
Hasbin?
But it's definitely something worth looking up once you're done with the playthrough.
Halama. Esquera.
Megina Fora.
Bonva Nama Elo.
Hell yeah, sharpen the needle. Hola.
Oh, Manel.
One sec, hang on, I have to respond to a text real quick. I swear I'm professional. There we go.
Benny Frank.
I forget if I have anything for this character yet.
Cadestre.
Relic Seeker Scrounge. I love that name. Oh yeah, we have a bone scroll. Faded parchment containing the last words of a lost pilgrim. After I die here in the damp dark, then join the... Oh. Rather, I die here in the damp dark than join those poor sods, trapped to stumble, aimless and empty, until their limbs fall to dust.
Hironare.
Alright, where to now? I could go... I mean, I guess I'd just take the Bellway at that rate. I could go to Shellwood and then out through the area next to Shellwood. But now that we've done this, and now that we have a sharper pin, I kind of want to go to Greymore and explore the other half of Greymore right after I do this. I don't think I'm going to do the Silver Bells quest all in one go because it's just obnoxious. Hey, it's you.
Menasor.
Buenera.
Horala.
Interesting. He doesn't react to the needling at all. Yeah, but the bells can just be found around. I assume they just spawn in the same places where the little bell goobers spawn. I really like the names of some of these NPCs. They had a lot more fun with these names. There's another NPC that we'll see later whose name is Yarnaby, and that I think about that name a lot. That's a very funny one. Makes me think of okay, this is a deep cut, but there's a character in the comic Bone named Bartleby, and that's what that reminds me of. It's a weird place to recommend it, but if you've never read Bone, I do recommend it a lot. It is a very, very good comic. It has kind of a weird... I'd almost compare its vibe to Psychonauts in a way, that it's like... It's this very bizarre mix of, like, kid-friendly language and very, like, adult-friendly story. Not adult content, per se, but, like, very, like, mature and interesting, and not just, you know, Saturday morning cartoon-esque slop. It is basically a D&D campaign as a graphic novel. It's great. Oh, damn it. Also, you might notice... Great, thanks. You might notice we're not really... Like, we're doing a little bit more damage, but it's not as much more as you would be expecting. And that's because the way that nail damage works in this game is it's a lot more subtle than how it works in the first game. Okay, awesome. It's a lot more subtle than how it works in the first game. Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, we should definitely do this. So the way that it works in the first game is it is just a flat modifier to your damage. In this game, every single enemy in the game has like a unique set of damage multipliers that are all linked to your the level of your needle, and then you also get that damage boost on top of that. So enemies will end up feeling like they have more or less health than you would expect for just getting a straight damage upgrade, because it's not just a straight damage upgrade.
Prempolo Casato.
That's fine.
Sirata Sacrasila.
Da, Fenestra.
Nera Primpalo Casato.
I'll only do this once, but you can do this a couple of times.
Prempolo Casato. Vavuma! Oh, Milan, Milan. Oh. Ah, Milan.
Okay.
Oh.
The bottom half, please. There we go. Jesus. Why was it so... It was so unwilling to do anything in the bottom half of the screen. That was unlucky.
Fadastama.
Haha, Rancamentis Faradalia.
Recommendis Faradalia. I like this guy's voice a lot. I wonder if this guy's a... I don't think this guy's a flea. I think he's... I guess it makes sense that he's supposed to be a ladybug, but he kind of has like the weird fur that the fleas do. Plus, if he's a flea, then you can make the joke that it's the flea circus. Okay, but while I'm at the marrow, though, I have a wall jump now, so I can go and check out that the guts thing and see if there's anything there. I don't recall there being anything there, but it's definitely worth a check. But yeah, see, those things still die in 3 hits. I think these things now die in 3. Yeah. So your damage does scale, but it doesn't scale as linearly as you would expect. And it's really to encourage you to go out and get nail upgrades. I do prefer that. And it's funny, you can look up the chart online, and you can definitely tell what bosses are designed with you having no needle upgrades, because they just have all 1s for the damage multipliers. It's like the Bell Beast. It's just like, well, if you somehow manage to fight this boss after already getting a nail upgrade, good for you. We're not really gonna balance around that. Oh, this is a combat arena. I don't quite understand it, but there's this whole weird side plot in this game regarding the surgeon. And I don't fully get it, but I know that it's there. The surgeon and their, like, experiments with silk. I guess what I can do, I have both weapons. I can just equip one of my primary, one of my secondary. So there are now a couple of places that we can go now that we have the needle in. Because as you saw in that cutscene, you can use the needle to open doors. Doors that have, like, that telltale Weaver mark on them. And there's a surprising amount of those throughout the game. The one I want to go to first is the one in Bone Bottom. Or, that's not in Bone Bottom, but it's in the Moss Grotto. If you remember, I forget if I went all the way over to the side in the first episode, but there was a door there, and it was a door that we couldn't open. And I'd say it's about time that we go see what that door's all about. I'll also get this craft medal just in case I need it. The simple key is really tempting because the keys are precious, but I'll hold off for now. I love the fact that you can break that bridge again. That's so funny. Oh, lay off, guys. I'm here to... Oh, never mind. You don't actually go this way. You go the other way. I'm here to be a tourist. I'm not here for combat. But I guess if you insist. Welcome to Weaveness Alta. A rune depicting the Weave Nest. Boink. Oh yeah, I could definitely... I could have been reading through this a lot more, but these in particular I am interested in. Small construct built by Weaver's past, brought to life through silk runes threaded within. There's a lot of stuff regarding the silk runes that I wasn't really expecting. Like, they serve a pretty big purpose over the course of the game. Or just in terms of, like, the world lore. There's a surprising amount of stuff over here. Whoa, big man. Oh, big man does not care about caves. Oh. Wait, is this... It's Moss Mother. It's Moss Mother again. I completely forgot you fought this boss over here. It's weird, because normally there aren't too many repeat fights in this game. There are a few. Right, that's the gimmick. Parentheses, 2 of them. Not as bad as I was fearing it would be, at least. was slick as hell. What the heck? I didn't even realize you could do that. Weave lights. Increases the speed of silk regeneration. Okay. It's more of a reward than I was expecting. And now we get a bench. I don't think I'm gonna bother with the weave light, but it is cool.
Yanara. Miofene? Nesvir? Tamiayan?
Evolve the Crest of Hunter. Strike enemies repeatedly to build focus. Once focused, needle attacks will become deadlier.
Hasvin?
Okay.
Magina Fora.
This character is so cool. Oh. Hang up. I wonder... Yeah, there we go. There's a way up. The hell? I didn't realize he was faster than me. Ooh, hey! Wait. So the gimmick with this the gimmick with this crest is that focus effect, and it is really good. It's most of the reason why I'm going to try my best to use this throughout the game. It is my preferred crest just because of that focus effect. The damage feels really nice. The only cost is just don't get hit. Which, you know, based on everything I just said about Silksong's combat system, you can imagine why that might be a bit of a problem. But, oddly enough, this is a really good crest for navigating. And, like, going through areas you've already been before. Oh, hey, it's you.
Fine.
Benny Frank.
Jo Manel.
Oh, what's your needle in?
Masker.
It's a lot of dialogue for one bug. Where are you hiding, lady? Suppose I know the answer, but I won't speak on the matter. There is a lore thing there. Okay. Let's go to the Marrow, actually. Oh, let's go to the Marrow, Bellway, and then up and across, because we haven't actually explored over there yet. How am I doing for time? Oh, just over an hour. Cool. I think I'll end by going and venturing over to the side. And then I'll stop. Oh, wait, bench. Bench is over here. I forgot, when it evolves your crest, it also unequips all your stuff. So I gotta re-equip stuff real quick. I don't know why it does that. I guess it's just because you were technically equipping a new crest. Yeah, we haven't done much exploring around here at all. All right, you. I hear that sound. There you are. You can't hide from me. Interesting. This is also technically a new area, even though it is basically just more Moss Grotto, or not Moss Grotto, Bone Bottom. It's technically more Moss Home. Oh, barely. Hang on. There's some way. Hang on. If I quit out to menu, it'll put me back up there. I'm gonna give it one more shot. I feel like it's possible. Hi, Era. Bye, Era. The thing that's really funny about this weapon is that when the weapon is charged and it does extra damage, it has this very subtle click sound. And it's subtle to the point that I assumed at first that it was coming from somewhere other than the game. There we go, finally. It is possible to make this jump. Come on. Okay. Yeah, this is the ruined chapel still. Oh, but no. Yeah, right, there is something up here.
Friend.
There's that door unlocked. Oh, I'll do that in a second, actually. Wouldn't you know it, there's a chapel here. I somewhat call into question where the heck these enemies are coming from, but whatever. It's a chapel. Maybe there's people that attend the chapel. All the candles are lit, so I would assume so. I didn't even notice that before, but it like flashes a little emblem, the little emblem of the crest over Hornet as she's claiming it. So, the Wanderer is a weird one. This combat style might look a little familiar, because this is virtually identical to the combat style of the Hollow Knight from the first game. What that means for the lore, I have no idea. But the upside of this is that it is really fast. The downside is that the range sucks. And because there's no Mark of Pride equivalent, you're stuck at this low range. That was cool. Oh, I just barely couldn't make it. Whatever. I don't think there's a lot else up here. I'm gonna miss that diagonal down, Pogo. Nah, take me back. I want my hunter. That is also that is a really good crest. Like that's up there with as one of the best crests in the game. And it's fairly easy to get for what it's worth. But that'll probably do it for me. This has been fun. That's all I got. Thanks so much for watching, y'all.